Hey one, the Sanderson Sisters are back in town once again. Almost a full 3 decades since the last Hocus Pocus film back in 1993. But here we are in this timeline of 2022 with a new Disney Plus original Hocus Pocus 2. All this next with my full review.
Leave with one request. Help our intentions manifest.
Okay, so welcome to Riot Vision Entertainment once again. We are talking about this review, Hocus Pocus 2. So yes, right away, you probably know, if you know me well enough, how much I can be critical with our remakes and sequels. Going into this movie, I kind of opened my mind up a little bit because since we knew that the original Sanderson Sisters were coming back, Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathleen Najimy actually come reprising their roles once again. I was happy for that to actually happen. If these characters were actually changed, things I probably would feel, I probably don't know if I would actually have seen this film, because these three are the trial group that started this off back in 1993. And I gotta say here, let me just say this. The first time I've actually saw the first Hocus Pocus back in 1993 in theaters. In which I actually, when I saw this for the first time, I was thinking this could have been a Disney original plus that would have been straight to Disney Channel. But that didn't happen. It actually went to the theaters. But I kept my mind even wide open with the first one. Let's just say the first one, the first time I actually saw, I didn't really care for it too much. But it's after the time of actually seeing it twice and 3 times, that's when it really connected with me. And going with this sequel, this as well too, I had to keep my mind wide open once again with this. But I do bet Sarah and Kathleen would reprise their roles once again for Winnie, Sarah, and of course Mary with reprising their roles. I felt a little safe with this, and you could actually tell they really went back to their roots of actually playing their parts. What they had to do, though, was make a new story revolving why the Sanderson Sisters are actually coming back. So we had, in this new cast, we had, what was it? Becca, Izzy, and Cassie, 3 teen girls actually bring the Sanderson Sisters back again. But Becca, which is Whitney Peak, we find out that it was her birthday on Halloween night, and she was the one that lit the black candle, believe it or not. So if you remember from the original, this as well too, Max was the one that lit the black candle. Of course, it has to be the virgin, of course. Kids, if you're all watching this, talk to your parents more about what I mean with the virgin part. I don't want to go deep into that. No, sorry. But the whole story was, since Becca brought the Sanderson Sisters back, the whole new adventure actually starts over once again. This formula would seem to be a little different as this, but it seemed like it was like the same kind it was in the original Hocus Pocus. But the cool thing about this is as well too, guess who came back into the picture with this one just as well too? Billy is back once again in this new Hocus Pocus, which I was really glad to see. He's one of those lovable zombies you just want to love in the first one, and once again he does it once again in the second one. And the new cast in this one just as well too, his name is Gilbert, which is a new character in this one, is the reason. Okay, I don't want to say too much because this is a spoiler-free review, but Gilbert is a pretty center of attention around this whole thing just as well too. There's certain things actually happen in this movie, and it actually reflects back to why what's happening in this movie is what is happening. Okay, so I'm trying to use my words wisely, that way I don't have to spoil it with you guys. But off the bat, I do have to say this is actually a fun little movie. For the first time, again, I said when I first saw Hocus Pocus, I had to get used to that film. I believe after the 3rd time I actually watched it, I really did like the first Hocus Pocus, and it seemed like a good Halloween movie to actually watch every October as it is. And last year I actually saw it on Halloween Day back in theaters, and I really thought that was the best time I ever had. And will this movie actually be an iconic movie just like the first one? My answer, I don't think it will. Once again, I'm so critical with sequels, but once again, I do keep my mind open for when sequels do actually happen, because this seems like these days, especially with Disney, it's either remakes or of course sequels as well too, or of course Disneyland attractions as well too. But that is a different story. And Hocus Pocus 2, if I were to rate it, I would rate it on the line of actually being a good, decent movie. Is it anything better than the first one? No. In the first one are iconic roles. And we had Max, Allison, and of course Danny in there, Thorne Birch, Vanessa, and Omara playing their parts. And the big question is, did they have cameos in this movie? No, but they are the big center of attention to this story just as well too. So if you've seen the movie, you probably know what I'm talking about. If not, you have to watch the movie for yourself to find out what I'm talking about. And I'm just really just doing my best not to ruin the movie for you guys, but it is a fun movie. Seeing Bette, Sarah, and Kathy once again playing their iconic roles, the Sanderson Sisters, and having to deal with Walgreens as well too. The whole scene of what they did in the store was pretty clever. From there and out, it actually gives a great tribute to other characters from the first one just as well too. And it also shows and reflects around the story of the Sanderson Sisters just as well too. So I'm just going to give you a little breakdown in the beginning of the movie, because they actually go back to the Sanderson Sisters actually when they were actually young. And I got to say, these little girls who played the parts of the kid version of Winnie, Sarah, and Mary were pretty outstanding. When I first saw Winnie for the first time playing Bette Midler's character as a teenager, I was going, holy Toledo, what is going on here? She was outstanding. This cast is amazing, I gotta say. The story was a little weak, but I go back to the young teens of the Sanderson Sisters, because they give a good, nice little beginning and intro to what we're going to actually see from the following movie. So anyways, this was a really good, decent movie. I probably ended up watching this maybe twice, 3 times, just to see if I would get into the hang what actually happened to me when I first watched Hocus Pocus. When I first watched Hocus Pocus for the first time, yeah. Try saying that 10 times to try to get that right. Hocus Pocus, Hocus Pocus, Hocus Pocus. It's almost like a Beetlejuice sort of thing. To say this thing 5 times, the Sanderson Sisters would actually arrive. And that leads me to that as well too. Since they've done a second one to the Hocus Pocus, usually when there is a second movie, there's most likely going to be a third movie. Is that going to actually happen, do you think? Do you think the Sanderson Sisters will actually come back? And if they do, will they actually be the Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy Najimy actually coming back? That's the big question, if there will be a third one. And you got to realize too, these movies actually are based on books as well too. They kind of changed this story around a little bit from the second book to this second movie. But of course, they stuck to the characters as well too, because there are actually 3 teen girls actually having to deal with the Sanderson Sisters in this one. So they stuck pretty good, but it was the ending of in the book was different, of course. But the way they actually approached it in the movie, I actually thought they did a really good job with this as well too. It's a great little touch for a great little Disney Plus original. And speaking of that, you can now watch it here on the Disney Plus channel. What was it? September 30th. It actually came out. It came out last night, believe it or not. And now you can totally watch it if you got the Disney Plus channel. So, anyways, I hope I gave you a nice, good, brief, honest movie, a good review. If you think I had helped you out watching this movie, give me some comments down below. I'd love to hear what you guys got to say. Anyways, I'm gonna start wrapping things up, saying my name's Ryan. I'll thank you for watching for Ryo Vision Entertainment, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching, and maybe I might see you at the movies. See you guys later. Bye.
Lock up your children! Yes, Salem!